Okay, we're going to go ahead and start. Remember, if we knew what we're doing here.
Oops. Now we can start.
Now we're start. Ted. We're back, everybody.
You're back.
I have a back.
Is that camera doing
And
what we
we're
want it to
doing
do?
okay. I don't know if you're watching it on YouTube. Leave a comment for us. Do we look normal?
Do I look like I'm on the correct side?
Adam,
It should be Ted and Adam talk for an hour.
we're all talking.
From left to right.
We're all using the our mediums. We have an audio component. We have a visual component on the YouTube, of course.
I've got a clock going,
There's
so
a
that's
clock
another
going.
one.
We got a lot of call to action towards the visual component of the show. As Adam's we're wanting feedback on this shot, because we don't know.
How to video.
We don't know how to video, along with
So there.
podcast producing.
So there.
So there.
Big
But we
deal.
look great, and I got a new hat. Got a new hat for my birthday from a loyal TNA listener,
Looks good on you.
Matt.
Matt.
Hard to buy a hat for somebody, though, but I think he nailed it. So if you're just listening, you might want to go to the YouTube channel and check out what kind of hat I got on today.
Thanks.
And see if our video's okay. Is our video okay?
Thanks for the hat, Matt.
Thanks for the hat, Matt. I think that's exactly what the DM said, Adam. How'd you know?
Because it
Are
rhymes.
you into my? Did you slide into my DMs?
Whoa, man, I slid in head first.
Sure saw a lot of those in the last
Real
week or so. A lot of
nasty
head
shit
first
in there.
slides. Ew. But Matt, before I set sail on my big journey on the
Holiday Road.
on the holiday road, going to Major League ballparks in the
Midwest.
Midwest, Upper Midwest, Eastern Midwest.
That's what the other part of the country
What do
would
you
call the
it?
Midwest.
What do you call the lakes up there? Isn't it?
The Great Lakes area.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cleveland's in there, Detroit.
Michigan, Detroit.
But before I headed out, we just celebrated America's birthday. Adam, remember 4th of July?
Oh, I was there.
Do, 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 do. And I was headed out the next day on my journey, hitting the holiday road, and Matt, loyal TNA'er number one, possibly.
Probably.
I mean, if you got his snacks and now a hat,
He probably is one, yeah.
he's a ride or die.
He was 1A. For
One
sure.
A, one
Yeah.
T and A. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, he was nice enough to. Well, first of all, you were nice enough to give him my address, so thanks.
Yeah, he asked for your address. And I was so...
I mean, he already had yours. He had the address to the studio, so I figured he would just maybe just get it here to your place or the studio.
Oh, no, man. Nah.
That's not how Matt works.
No, I want to get it to you as soon as possible so you can take it on your trip.
Well, fail dozer.
Why?
I got a communique from Matt saying, "Did you get this?" And it was a picture of my neighbor's porch with the Amazon
Oh, no.
package,
Did he deliver it
and
himself?
I was already on the road.
Or did he mail it?
It was a Amazon. I think it was an Amazon purchase.
So he just sent it to your house?
He just used my
Oh,
address.
well, those people messed up then. Don't blame this. Don't blame this on Matt.
Matt, I love the hat.
If you want another one, you better...
Well, what happens is I got that unit B. I'm splitting a multiple. The house I'm in.
It's a multiple dwelling.
It's a multiple dwelling.
Yeah.
With multiple units.
You got the up.
Got A unit, B unit. I wish mine was G unit.
Where would you live? In the basement?
I wish it'd probably be a lot
Ground
cooler.
unit.
I live on, where the heat rises to the top. Hot.
Way
Hot
up
zone.
there. So
So they sent it to the wrong place. I was already on the road. He's like, "Hey, did you get this?"
Did
I'm
you-
like, no, I'm yelling at him.
Did you admit?
You
that
know,
you
he's
didn't get-
doing something nice. It's my birthday. I'm like, hey, no, idiot. Wrong house. I can't do anything about it now. I'm 100 miles away from home.
You weren't yelling at Matt though, right?
Yeah, I was giving it to him hard.
I have your address.
I was like, this better be a cool gift.
I gave it.
Hope it's not chocolates.
I gave him the address that you have. It's your address.
Right.
Amazon messed up, man.
What I'm saying is Matt should have just sent it to you, and I could have got it here.
Hell, he could have drove it over.
Red Rover, Red Rover. Oh, speaking of which, I do have your cooler. I forgot to bring that out in the car.
Oh, I've been meaning to ask
Probably
for that,
stinks.
but I'm glad you brought it up.
Probably has a lot of...
Hope you cleaned it out.
Yeah, I gave it a little once over.
With what, a wet wipe?
An antibacterial wipe.
Nasty.
You're welcome.
What'd you put in there?
Oh, no, ice drinks.
You know, anything
Some
when it's cold.
turkey pepperoni that got a little too much water into
Oh,
it and
dude.
kind of turned liquefied.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But it came out real good in the wash.
You have to get all those chunks out.
You gotta get the chunks out. I kind of feel like Jamiroquai in this hat right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
The future's made up.
Virtual insanity.
Well, what really got me, I'm looking at our setup here and watching our little voices record, right? And it's going that way. Like, you know, when Jamiroquai had the
Little treadmills?
escalator- the treadmills.
They weren't treadmills. They were.
Escalators.
The whole room was
Treadmills way
moving.
better than that.
The floors were moving in the room.
Anyway, I think, you know, Jamiroquai was like the really, like the OK Go guys before the OK Go, you know, they're the OK Go guys of our generation.
Did the OK guys have hats
Here we
like that?
go, here we go. No, they did that. They did all those crazy treadmill.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
And so there's two other TNAs, I'm sure.
Jamiroquai did both. He had the hat. He
Oh,
had
I
the-
missed it. I had it the first time.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough. We're gonna get docked.
But notice, speaking of things that got shut down, our Twitter.
Is it back up?
No, but
Oh.
Matt was trying to
Tag
tell us on Twitter about
the hat.
the hat.
And he tagged the hat. No, they tagged the show.
He tagged
I thought we could.
the show's Twitter, which I can't get to it. Can you get to it?
I thought I could get to it, but
I
it doesn't matter if you can get to it. It's just like, can you see the account?
can't see anything. And they won't even tell us what you did wrong. I mean,
You're the cursing guy on the show.
you think it's because I said shit, fuck, cock? I doubt it.
100%.
I highly doubt that.
The future's made up of virtual insanity. All I like to do is dance and sing on this show, and you know that.
Welcome back, man.
Thanks for having me, man. It does feel like I've been on too long. You know, like when you come back from vacation, everything looks different. You know, especially when you go on, like, spring break. And then, like, you know, there's flowers and foliage that grows. And you're like, wow, that tree looks fuller now. I've been gone a while. Huh.
Yeah, you were gone a while. And so tell us
On the road. I took on the road, the open road.
how you started.
Well, we jumped in the friendly confines of the Ford Focus to head to the friendly confines of Wrigley Field in Chicago. Remember? I went to Wrigley Field.
You started at Wrigley Field. That's amazing.
They call them the friendly confines.
They do?
They do.
That's their thing?
That's their thing. They
Okay.
started that.
And is the stadium, didn't they recently do some
Renovations.
updates? Yeah.
Yeah, so like they, Kate and I took a tour of the stadium, which was really, just a commercial for the Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they walked us around. I mean, we just went around the stadium, and we got on the field in the dugout for like 12 seconds.
Really?
But a lot of it, you're just walking around and hearing stories from Ruben, our tour guide.
Ruben.
But he was telling us all these stories about the bleacher bums and, you know, a lot of Chicago stories. But a lot of it, they recently became a historic landmark, meaning they can't like do like certain things to the ballpark, but they have like made it. It's like going to Disneyland now.
Really?
I feel like it's like all new, but they try to make it feel like it's old.
And there's rides.
There's no rides in Wrigley. Other ballparks. we'll
But
get
then
to later.
surely there's like people dressed up like animals.
Like Cubs, like Cub Bears.
Just Cubs. Okay.
The Cubs. Interesting fact: the Cubs are the baseball team in Chicago, and the Bears are the football team. Cubs turn into Bears.
Yeah, I think
Think
so.
about that for a second.
Okay.
But it
Well-
was fun, you know, Wrigley Field. It was fun being in that stadium, and you really got the feel that it is just a big party, you know. Like there's maybe 20 fans in the stands actually watching the game.
Really?
And the Cubs got spanked by the Angels.
Really? When you were there?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, everybody was kind of like, all right. And it was a day game.
Was Shohan Otani playing?
Shohan Ohtani plays for the Dodgers now, Adam. Wake up.
What? When did that
You need to
happen?
get on the holiday road.
There goes all my follow-up Shotani Ohani's questions.
That was the most expensive of the cheapest ticket to get into the stadium was Wrigley with.
Really? Where'd you have to sit? You need the
Oh, that's
bleachers
like
are.
way up in like the third deck. The bleacher, like the out in the outfield,
Yeah.
that's like the most coveted seat. 'Cause
Oh, it
like,
is? Okay, that's what I was
you know,
gonna
like,
say.
hey, that's where the party is.
But then they used to be like just the
Like-
yeah.
But they still are. They're like just like bleacher seats with no backs. But people want to be out there to like.
So they charge
party.
a lot for
Oh
them?
yeah, and then there's like new buildings behind, like lofts and condos, and they have seats on top of them.
Oh, you're
But
kidding.
I don't think they're with the stadium. It's like, you know, just a free for all, like a bar on top.
Oh,
Like, hey, we'll give you a beer for $9 instead of $11.50.
that sounds like a deal.
Sure. But Wrigley was fun. We were sitting like way up in the, you know, upper deck on the right field side. And of course there's like all these like every ballpark we've been to so far, we feel like we just get magnets. We're magnets for like these young teeny bopper
Swingers?
girls that
Oh, sorry.
are just like not watching the game or don't know anything about baseball, which is fine, but it's funny to listen to them. But they were like a huge group behind us, and you know it's like a 1:00 game, so they're like and it's a weekend, so they're getting ready to, you know, they're just talking about what they're going to do after the game, and you can hear them. And they get up at one point at the end, like they're done with the game, because again the Cubs got spanked,
Mm-hmm.
and they got up and left. But they're kicking around their little beers up top, and you know, got splashed us with beer on the way out. Like, what the,
I thought they were
didn't say anything.
teenagers.
Oh, they were like, you know, 20s,
Oh, okay.
like in a college or something, you know. So
So you guys got
that was
beer
fun.
kicked in your faces and you just took it.
We just said thank you.
We're from Kansas City.
You know, like out in the front of the historic Wrigley, you know, the marquee, the
Yes.
signage, you know, it's all electric now, boogie
Sure.
woogie. But then there's like all these like guys in like buttons and, you know, donation jars and stuff, like, you know, we're taking selfies out there and like, hey, you want a pic? And it's like, no. But then you hear people like actually, you know, yeah, you can take our picture, and like, hey, we're raising some money for, you know, the homeless or whatever. And it's like,
So if you want your pick, it's $23.50.
right, exactly.
And step over in that line, please. Next.
Like, get out of here with that.
Did you you didn't fall for it though?
No, heavens no.
No.
I said, I like my phone, sir. I need to keep this. Into the ballpark.
Did you just take pictures by yourself?
With the ballpark app. No, it was funny because a lot of folks on the road, you know, you're traveling, Kate and I, just the two of us. It's hard to get a good picture without, you know, you're relying on other people to take pictures for you.
Yeah.
And it was so funny during the whole duration of the trip, how many folks
That was you guys in the car. I'm getting ready for the next bit.
And
Sorry.
so we started. We had to have to ask people to take our photo, like at stadiums and stuff. And it was just so funny getting the phone back and seeing like they did not understand what we wanted at all. Like we wanted like a big picture with like the stadium behind us, or like a mural towards
Yeah.
like being a part of it.
Yeah.
And this guy thought he was real funny one time. He's like taking our picture and like taking a couple of them, like, all right, now kiss, give each other a kiss. And it's like we were like next to like a real big exactly, yes. He's like, action. And he was like
Just did the zoom of your nose.
give a kiss.
He was messing with you.
It was just, and it was us against like a big blue, where were we? And see, it all blends together too. I don't even know where we're at.
You did a lot of stadiums all
He
in a
taking
row.
a lot of pictures, and then like we look at the picture, and it's just like us in like a blue background. It could have been anywhere. It's like, what the hell? We
Could have been in the bathroom.
None of this mural beside us. That happened a lot.
Why
So
are you
from
asking
Chicago, we went to Cleveland,
people? Okay.
up north to Cleveland.
Let me get my map out just so I can visualize.
Oh, I thought you were maybe getting another cool
No, I went away from that.
Holiday Road. So there we were. We were
Going to Cleveland.
You ever been through Cleveland? We went on
No.
interstate.
I don't know what
We
who
went to
the
Ohio
Asian lady
one
is,
time.
but
We were in the Cleveland surrounds, weren't we? One time, remember, Adam? We went to that combine thing in
that was in
Akron,
Cleveland. That was in Akron, yeah, Akron.
and the Cleveland Cavaliers had just won the NBA championship. We're like, let's go to Cleveland. We're gonna go
Oh, yeah.
party.
It was pretty loose.
That was our chance. We didn't.
We did not party. We were in Akron.
We were in Akron. We stayed in Akron.
Not a lot going on in Akron.
Not in Akron. I remember getting dinner early that night because the town was closing down.
Because we were pretty hungry.
And we were pretty hungry. So I made it back to Ohio and went into Cleveland. And Cleveland had a nice ballpark. They were doing some renovations too.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a long history, and a lot of fans had their former team name on their shirts.
Oh, they can't do that.
Indians.
The Guardians.
The Guardians. Let's
so they
go
just
Guards.
had to redo everything, huh?
They redid everything.
You're kidding.
So the Guardians, I don't know, like if they.
Is there a logo for the Guardians, or is just the C now?
It's the C, but and their built their big scoreboard and all those graphics. They had like, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like they were like on a building or something, like these statuesque like Guardians,
Oh.
like kind of like looking like Greek gods with the headgear on,
Oh, okay. They got little.
and the curly hair, kind of like
Yeah.
Hercules looking.
Yeah, okay.
But they're Guardians.
Oh, I see.
And all the Cleveland teenagers probably pulling their hair out right now, going, "Oh my gosh!"
What would they say
Idiots.
differently?
Well, I mean,
We're not
I'm
Guardians.
just
We're
talking
way
about-
cooler
They
than
probably
that.
have a huge history about why they're called the Guardians, and I'm just saying. Oh, they
Heavens,
look
no.
like
They just had to
just a
switch.
knockoff of Hercules.
You remember why?
But we sat way up. We sat way up in the upper deck in Cleveland, but right behind home plate. And so it was kind of fun just being, in those seats where you acted like, oh, that was a strike.
You could see it?
Yeah. And we sat behind, or these Cleveland fans were right behind us, and they were very inquisitive of us and talking. We told them we worked at the ballpark in Kansas City and all that. And like, no, you're coming out here? You guys are crazy.
That's what I was
Doing
thinking.
this trip. And we are.
They were like, you guys work at a stadium? And now you're going to see all these stadiums?
Mm-hmm.
Plus drive to them?
We did it, dude. And we, so the whole other theme of the trip was, we're driving, lots of traffic,
Honk,
lots
honk,
of
beep,
places where you could and could not
beep. Hey,
park.
move it, buddy.
We couldn't park a lot, like other Kansas City, we're pretty spoiled here when it comes to parking.
Oh, not anymore.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it's coming this way, but in these bigger cities we were in, there's like zero parking.
Yeah.
So when we went to Cleveland, like there's a downtown area, and we were looking everywhere, like there's got to be like somewhere you can park without a meter or like without 2-hour parking. And it was a weekend too. Like, you know,
Right,
sometimes
right.
it's only Monday through Friday that they're looking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going through downtown, and you know, it's like it's a Sunday morning. You know, it's a day game, so we're up early and going to a coffee shop first, and you know, just kind of looking for spots to park along the way. And then we come across like there's like a, you know, kind of like a, you know, there's fountains, kind of like a, not the Country Club Plaza, but the Barney Alice Plaza type looking place with lots of fountains, just like a concrete area, like pavilion looking
Okay, yeah.
spot. And like it has like some parking around it, like it goes it's like a little square, like a block, right? And then one of the lanes is a bus lane, but all these folks were parked, lined up in the bus lane in this downtown area.
Oh.
So we parked down there like, well, if everybody else is parking there, surely it'll be fine.
Oh.
So we parked there and we walked, you know, half mile to the ballpark, you know,
Yeah.
just thinking, I'll be fine. And so, you know, just lock it up and go. And, you know, kind of in the back of my mind, you know, remember Kate got me this little journal thing for all the games?
Yes.
And so, like, I'm doing all my journaling and, like, in my journal, I'm like, yeah, we parked in this
Definitely getting towed.
bus lane. Hope we don't get towed. Hope the car's there when we get back. And I, like, mentioned it, like, 3 times in this little, like, 1 page.
Smiley face.
So we busted back after the game, like, oh my gosh, if this, just please be there. I'll take a ticket. You know, I just don't want to deal with, like, going to it, you know.
Impoundment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We get there, and there was like maybe 10 cars lined up in this bus lane on, like, the block.
Yeah.
It was us and another car there, just us two.
Everybody else left.
And it was, like, 2 out-of-state, you know, like,
Jokers.
yeah, like, oh, God. But, you know, if you remember also, and I'm probably going to incriminate myself now, but I bought Kate's grandma's car.
Yes.
And it does have the license plates that do have handicapped parking accessible that haven't expired quite yet.
Thanks, Grandma.
So while on the parking on the trip, decided, you know, hey, why not use the perk of finding maybe some accessible parking that way?
Illegal.
Oh, sure. But
Disingenuous.
we would park.
Parking.
Yeah. So, you know,
Then you wait.
but then you know, rather than park in the handicap spot, we park totally illegally in a made-up spot, and got to talk about it later on.
What?
I mean, at least the car was there. So from Cleveland
You got away with it.
got away scot-free.
So
Car
now
was
you're
there.
gonna tell me you
No
pushed your
boot on the
luck.
car.
Oh my God.
Nothing. We got out of there.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
On to Pittsburgh.
So now you're bold and you're drunk on your
Yeah, we can
success.
park wherever we want.
Yeah, they can't get us, babe. Let's go onward, Michigan. Let's mess with these people. They got any pavilions here we could park on?
Isn't that a fire hydrant? I don't care.
I'm gonna park on top of it.
Yeah, see? We get to Pittsburgh,
That's where you went next?
Pennsylvania.
I gotta get
Ever
a
been?
map. Is that real?
It's real, baby.
That's where you went, though?
That's where
Is
we
that on the
went.
way?
Well, it might not have been on the way because it's like a
Golly,
huge puzzle
Miss
piece in
Molly.
where you got to go for games and who's in town on certain days and yada, yada, yada.
Oh, I see.
But Pittsburgh was where I wanted to be for my birthday.
It was?
And that's where I went for my birthday game in
So-
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
That's where you wanted to be for your birthday? Pittsburgh?
Beautiful Pittsburgh.
So who'd they play that day?
Pittsburgh played the New York Mets. Meet the Mets.
Oh.
So that was fun. It was another day game. It was very hot in Pittsburgh. Kate wrote up a little birthday sign for me and tried to get me on the Jumbotron. Didn't work.
Bummer, dude.
We sat up like away from our seats because it was a day game, and I was like joking with Kate on the way in, like, there's going to be a bunch of kids at this game. It's probably like school day at the K, or like a bunch of school programs out there. And sure enough, there were. And we went out to our seats before the game because we try to get out to every ballpark, like when the gates open, to kind of like walk around. And I got to get a stamp every place. I get a stamp, katonk, and at each ballpark.
Do you have to go somewhere special for that, or does
like
everybody know?
The book tells you where to go. Like you can go to guest services or like the team store.
That's smart.
And I always usually have my book out. And they're like, "Do you need a stamp?" I'm like, "Yes, I need a stamp."
It's like you and a bunch of 8-year-olds in line.
And grown men. There's a lot of grown men that do it. Adam. It's very, very acceptable for grown men to be doing that.
Okay, boys, right here. Oh, sorry,
so
sir. Let me see your book.
Right.
There you go.
So, yeah, Pittsburgh, it was a cool park. And all these parks are, great, cool views behind.
Very aesthetically pleasing.
Very aesthetically pleasing. Pittsburgh has like some bridges back there. We went on a day game, but they really look cool during
Isn't
the
it like
night
Three
games.
Rivers?
That's
the football stadium?
That's the former good.
That's the former?
That's the former stadium.
For the football?
Football. No, and they play baseball there too.
Are they right next to each other?
The new ones now? Yeah.
They play in the same stadium? Or they used to?
Three Rivers used to be for both.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. So now they have a new baseball?
They knocked out. I got a picture. We might post some of those on whatever website or social medias we're not blocked or banned on.
Threads or something.
Let's go on Threads. Let's do it. I'll put them on Threads.
Okay.
They have Three Rivers. They demolished it.
Oh.
Right? But then they have this monument statue of where the Immaculate Reception happened with Franco Harris.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like his foot is there, like where he caught it off the turf.
Wow.
And they have like the field where the stadium laid.
So what do you mean his foot? Like it's
like
a whole
picture?
Like
a cement imprint of his foot, like where he.
You're
like
kidding.
Up off the ground, like one. He was.
Yeah.
Running. So I have a.
They have a
picture of me
statue of
trying
that?
to do it. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was fun.
That's exciting.
And Pittsburgh, it's like we're driving, it's like just all trees and like, it's kind of hilly, and then all of a sudden Pittsburgh just pops up out of nowhere. Like it's just like a steel town, working hard. So it's fun to kind of go out and check it out.
You took your lunch pail.
It was my birthday. Kate took me out for my
Oh man, what'd you do?
Dinner. We went to this fancy restaurant in a hotel.
Whoa.
But it was like all like elevated.
Sounds plush.
And they kept talking about this incline. I was like thinking, oh, okay, maybe an incline's like a mountain or a hill area. But it's like, it ended up being like this old-timey like trolley car that helped, civilians get up and down this giant windy road, without having to drive like up at these hills. So it's like pretty much like a little cab, but that was a little fun because there was like a station up top and a station at the bottom, and we were having dinner, and Kate took me to a little place that had a good view that was pretty fancy, We had to dress up kind of nice.
Oh boy, did you pack a good Hawaiian shirt?
But we didn't have dinner there. Like that was the plan. Like it was probably like a $200 event. Like for like to have dinner there. So we just like went there for a drink afterwards.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the bartender knew what we were up to. Like I'm sure being like a tourist type place, they get that a lot.
With your hot dog hat on.
But then there's like they had all this. A great view of the stadiums down below and all that. It was really cool.
Yeah.
But then they had the station right there for the incline. Right there. But they're like, you have to buy tickets down below.
Huh.
I was like, what the hell? So we tried to drive down, get the tickets, and come back up. It was like insane. Because like one way, it was fun, but it was like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah.
Had to go down, to go up, did it, but dude.
That sounds very involved.
Lots of parking issues. Like if you went down. So like Kate was driving, I had to bust out and go buy the tickets, and he was like, "Okay, well head on up." I'm like, "Well, no, I'm I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna wait.
Go to the top and come back down and incline." So that was fun.
Do you know Joe Biden's from Pennsylvania?
You hit the road, Jack. Right?
That's where he was born. Do you know that?
He's just a
Scranton.
Scranton. What's his Delaware talk? Wasn't he something with
And
Delaware?
then they moved
too?
to Delaware in 1953.
Hey, we're in Delaware.
Yep.
Right. So from Pittsburgh, we went on to the Motor City, Detroit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you came all the way back over here. Okay, I'm just getting my bearings.
For our first American League ballpark. Oh, no, excuse me, Cleveland.
Hmm.
But Cleveland and Detroit were our only American League ballparks, if you're keeping track at home.
Wow, okay.
Detroit, now I know why Eminem's so angry and mad at the world.
'Cause why?
It's not the funnest city to be in.
Why?
I don't know, man. It's just kind of some weird vibes.
There's not just 1 mile, there's 8 of them.
Several miles. There's 12 mile.
There's a 12 mile?
I don't
That doesn't
know
sound as
I
cool.
don't know what the thing is with that. It's like 1 mile away from Detroit. Because like the further you got away from it, the higher the miles went.
I think it's an 8
Now
mile
the
road,
Detroit TNAers are pulling their hair out. They're saying, "Oh my gosh, you don't know how the miles work in Detroit."
All the Michigan TNAers are taking off their hot dog hats and throwing them on the
throwing
ground,
'em on.
stomping on them.
All the Detroiters. But yeah. Again, no parking in Detroit. No parking.
Okay, so
And in Pittsburgh, we
now
stayed
you're
at a
going to
nice
push your luck and you're going to park.
Pittsburgh. We stayed at a nice B&B where there was parking right next to it, so we didn't have to worry about it there. We get into Detroit. I picked the place in Detroit. I find somewhere kind of close to the stadium, but it turns out that was the worst idea ever because downtown's like a graveyard full of bad parking spots and parking garages that are too much to handle price-wise for the night. So anyway, we're right into the smack dab in downtown Detroit. Couple like a half mile away from the stadium, Comerica Ballpark.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But we get there and it's like this like it's on Airbnb, but it's also listed on Expedia too, and it's like
Oh, I know what
like
this
an old
sounds like.
condo or something that they just made into like this, like a hotel-esque, but it's like no front desk. It's very minimal, and I don't know how it all works exactly. But I got a little code to punch in the door to get into the hotel, and then I get a code to punch in my room, and there was like a electronic key I can put on my phone that could get me into the room. It was very high tech. I was, while on vacation, you're out of battery a lot. I was very nervous about that part.
Have you ever seen the movie Barbarian?
No. Is this what that is?
That's what you're describing, kind of. It's Airbnb. It takes place in Detroit, though. I'm surprised you didn't see this. Anyway, go on.
Anyway, the place works out great. It was funny because you're punching in this code, and there's people coming in and out too. So like, there's times where people were letting me in
Mm-hmm.
because I'm punching in. I'm like looking at my phone trying to get like this 12-digit code in.
They're like, just come on in.
Well, yeah, they're like, well, this guy's got to stay here, and I let someone in when I was down there.
Oh, boy.
Right, it's kind of scary
Yeah. So then once you get in, you have to do another code for your room.
for your
though.
room.
Yeah.
But the elevator lets you go straight up. That was kind of a concern. They had a washer and dryer in this place. It was great, but then like, don't look too close at the washer
Why?
because all that, where the gunk,
Ew.
it's like wet in there. Keep your dryer open, everybody, while you're not using it.
There's all this gunk in there, like
Denim.
turkey jerky that you
Oh man, that would be nasty.
washed out of my cooler.
Oh, right, the cooler.
Why is there turkey jerky in here, babe?
I had some carrot juice.
I don't know. Just put it on the heavy cycle.
So we're parked. So we have Grandma's car. We're looking for any parking. We found a handicap spot. We parked there. We're we're kind of iffy about it.
Because you've got a plate
One, our
that
conscience
allows
is
you.
not feeling too good about it,
Oh my God.
but we're like, is it going to be okay to park? But so like while we're out and about, Kate flags down
Meter maid.
a meter maid giving a ticket out, and it's like,
Excuse me.
hey, we have handicap plates. We're in a handicap spot. Are we going to be okay? She assures us we're fine. As long as you have a displayed handicap sign, you're going to be good to go.
Do you have a sign?
It's on the license plate.
Oh, I see.
So we're good to go. What we're told. So we get up the next day kind of late because the game's at night. We've been driving everywhere.
Sure.
We get in. We get out. Actually, I'll go to the car earlier in the morning. I leave it there. I'm just kind of checking on it. I got something out of the car. No ticket, no boot, no nothing. But then we, get ready and get going. And by the time we get back out to the car, like an hour later, it has a ticket on it.
No.
Yeah.
What
and
happened?
So Kate's mad, and she's like, I talked to somebody, and like, whatever. Well, I think there's a meter there still. I think we didn't pay any money into the meter. We just figured, we have the handicap.
Oh, you just thought
But we don't.
handicapped people get everything for free.
Right. Don't they haven't they
get
paid
that.
enough to the society?
I think they still got to pay for the meter.
We found that out. But the ticket, so like the hotel offered parking for the night, which was going to be like $30 a night.
Right.
And we find out, like, I left the car and Kate is she gets on the horn with the
State
Detroit,
of Michigan.
Detroit
The city of Detroit.
parking police.
Yeah.
And she's giving them the lowdown and everything. And the woman finally is like, you can dispute it, but, if the judge does it and you got to give all the information. And, of course, you got to give all the license and the the registration of the car. And so
Grandma
it's
will
like,
have to be present
let's just
on your court date.
Taking Grandma up to Detroit for a court date. Remember driving up there, Grandma? Anyway, we just paid it. It was $45, so it was only
Extra
15 more than we were gonna
$15, and you got a
actually
good story from it.
pay.
There was
good lesson.
no frustration whatsoever.
Never.
$30.
Well,
all
then,
that anxiety.
so with all these parking snafus going on, I did look on the Detroit Tiger website for parking.
Yes.
And so I bought some parking there, and the next night we went to the game,
Uh-huh.
and it said you have 24-hour parking at this. So like it's not Kauffman Stadium where it's one big lot, right? They have all this city parking available.
Sure.
So it assures me on the website and everything, 24-hour parking after the game. You can leave your car there. I call to make sure, like, and it's not a garage, but you do have to get scanned out and all that. And Kate's kind of worried about it. I'm like, they're telling me it's 24-hour parking. It's going to be fine. And so next day, I'm pulling up my ticket because I'm like looking at it, like, because all I got to do is scan. There's a QR code on the ticket, like, because you got to go scan it at the thing to let the gate open.
Yeah.
It's already expired. It's like already gone. I was like, fuck. Now I'm like,
It wouldn't.
well,
let
maybe
your-
they're going to make me pay for another day of parking. And it was only $13.50. That was the other thing. It was like a little further than other parking, but it was like $13.50 for the night or whatever.
Yeah, that's way too cheap.
I'm doing it. Yeah, that's why I was like, well, then the next day, it says 24 hours that you can leave it there. But then Kate's like, what if the guy the next day wakes up and sees our car, and doesn't, know that we're Tiger parking or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I go get the car, and then I'm like freaking out because it's expired, and I pull up there, and sure enough, I have to like call the guy on the thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm here I had got parking last night for the game. They said I can keep it here for 24 hours. I'm ready, like explaining too much. He's like, oh, dude, I got you. And I was like, dude, and it goes up, yes, thank you. So
He was like, shut up.
got out of there for that. Comerica Ballpark. Detroit just had left a bad taste in their mouth. It was a weird setup in there, man. It's like a carnival, and
All these
people were
tigers
rude.
everywhere.
I had a backpack, clear bag, you know, and I work as an usher at Kauffman Stadium, and I get in every time with it there. And I know I'm a worker. I probably get more leniency on the bag size and
Sure.
stuff like that.
VIP.
But I bought this bag with the parameters it being ballpark safe and be able to be in any ballpark. Detroit was like the only stadium that really had a problem with it, and checked them.
Yeah.
Or like they were like, that's not going to be able. Like we were asking a security guard to take our picture. She takes her picture and then she looks on my back and was like, "Oh no, this won't be able to come in." I was like, "What?" So they had a bag check. I had to like go put my little bag in this bag, you know, like a coat check.
You had a clear bag.
It was a clear bag, and they wouldn't take it in. I
Why?
couldn't take it in, even if they checked it.
What are the rules? But they don't have any bags? No bags.
No backpacks. That was the thing. No backpacks.
But you had a
So
little
the whole
clear fanny pack.
the rest
Totally
of my
different.
time, rest of my trip, going up to the ballpark, I would just hold the backpack in my hand and make it look like it's not a backpack. But then I'd go and give it to the woman or whoever was checking it,
Mm-hmm.
and they let it, you know.
Come on in.
It's always up to. It's like
Why, that's a horse of a different color.
whoever you
Come
know,
on
and
in.
here we are in all Royal stuff, and so we're, you know, they're probably just like, oh, these idiot Royals fans don't know what they're doing here.
Yeah, you had all your Royals gear on.
Right. So Detroit was, they have a carnival, you know, they got carousel, they got the,
Tell me why they're
Ferris
tigers.
wheel.
Where's their tigers in Michigan?
right.
Huh?
I don't know. They've been around so long. I guess
Okay.
that's the only team name they could come up with back then.
I don't know. So you're down on them. Boo.
Tigers. Hot dogs were kind of cold.
Does anybody notable still play for Detroit?
AJ Hinch is their manager.
Miguel Cabrera?
Retired.
Oh, well then, see you later, Detroit.
This guy who gave us the tour to Detroit, we tried to take tours wherever we could, or if it made time, or there was a lot of tours that stadiums that didn't offer them when we were there, for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy giving the tour, he would give out a fact and be like, "This pitcher pitched the last game in Tiger Stadium, and then the first game in Comerica Ballpark, and won both of them."
Oh, wow.
And we were like, "And that pitcher is?" And then you're like, oh, geez, I forgot. Oh, gosh. Mike, do you remember? And there's always like some other guy, and he's like, "I could look it up." Like, what are you guys doing?
Why would you even
Later
say
on
that
in the
fact
tour,
if you didn't know,
I know
who it was?
exactly what I said. Later on the tour, the guy was like, "I'm not really a baseball fan. I'm more of a hockey guy." But they like hired like the hockey, like the Red Wings, Tigers, and Pistons are all owned by the same dude
Okay.
who owns Little Caesars.
Oh.
That's why all the Little Caesar headquarters was there.
So then,
Had Little
I'm
Caesars at the game.
back up on Detroit. Little Caesars, boop, 2 thumbs up.
Little Caesars, Adam Pleasers.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we got out of Detroit with the $45 parking ticket. That's okay.
That's okay. It's okay.
But then from there we went to Cincinnati.
Okay.
Had a Cincinnati daddy.
What was that? A drink?
No.
Some cotton candy or something?
We stayed in this suburb of Cincinnati called Mildred. Mildred, I hope.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati Daddy.
Was Jerry Springer there?
Jerry Springer's gone, Adam.
Oh my god.
Milford.
Everybody's
Mildred.
dead, dude.
Mildred ran
so
the coffee
sad.
shop. Milford is right outside of Cincinnati, and I was like thinking, I was hoping maybe, or in my brain I thought maybe Cincinnati would be the dump. But I'm here to report Cincinnati was kind of a nice place to be. Milford was like a cute little cottage home, and then Kate found this place. We had listen to this, Adam.
Oh,
We stayed at an Airbnb that was just a single room, but then it had one bathroom up there for 3 other people, guests, to use.
Weird.
It was a little weird. Like the front of the house was like open to the guests,
Okay.
and then they lived kind of in the back. It was wild, man.
And so they had one bathroom
But
for
it was like
all the people
$50 a
staying?
night, and it was like, I can do that for 2 nights.
And you had to share the bathroom with a bunch of randos?
Well, apparently, I didn't even know. I didn't see this woman, but Kate was like, I think this model just was up here, or was like, had a little, Mercedes out front. But she was like, we were getting ready in the morning, and we were like waiting to use the restroom because this model apparently was getting ready.
Supermodel?
I never saw her. I don't know.
She wasn't super?
Well, she was in Cincinnati, so who knows?
She was paying to live with you
Us
yokels?
schlubs.
Yeah. And
She
share
had
the
to take a
bathroom?
shower. I had to take a shower right after, I left my toothbrush in the shower. I forgot it. And then I was like, oh,
my
shoot.
God.
And then she was in there. Oh, my gosh.
Hey, I just left my toothbrush in there. I'm really sorry about the streaks
I
on the
was just-
bowl.
I was just ready to go to my photo shoot for Colgate toothpaste, and I have gingivitis all of a sudden from this toothbrush in the shower.
Just one more thing. I was gonna flush, but it's been my experience that if I let them soak there for a while, they go down a lot easier. Say, is my toothbrush still in there?
Oh, it was great. But then it was in these instructions, like it was like a couple, Becky and Dino.
What the hell?
And she was like giving us like a whole list of like this, the lay of the land, like, where to go for coffee. And like, if you go to this coffee shop, you might run into Dino. And we did go to that coffee shop, and sure enough, Dino came and showed up. And I was like, I know Dino. Does Dino know me? Kind of one of those deals.
That's what you said to him?
Hi, Dino. I heard you like to hang out here.
This is the people who were doing the Airbnb?
Yeah.
That's weird.
She
man.
put that there.
Some weird shit you guys get into.
And yeah, so like she was like cleaning the bathroom when we got there, right? And she's like, and we had to talk to her, and she's like asking us questions. I'm telling her I'm a teacher, and I'm like, oh God. And it's like, well, what do you teach? I'm like, okay, I gotta tell her I'm an alternative teacher, and blah blah blah. She's like, I'm hosting a dinner party tomorrow night, like the night we're going to the game.
What?
And she's like, and I'd love for you guys to come, and they're teachers of alternates, is what she said. I was like, well, what the hell does that mean? It's like, now I have to like go to this.
She's doing a teacher, like a substitute teacher meeting.
Like her family. Yeah, it was weird. So like but
well, that was nice to invite you.
it was nice. But
So you quickly
she had to
declined.
cancel. She had to cancel. Luckily, I mean, unfortunately.
She canceled the dinner?
Yeah, she
Well, you were going to the game
got
anyway.
hurt or something. She had her back go out, or her shoulder, or whatever.
Likely
Anyway, we had to
story.
leave
Do you
early
know?
too, because our last stop from Cincinnati, we went to St. Louis on the way home. We went to a Cardinals game. Exactly.
Did you?
I'm not a big Cardinals fan. I'm not a big St. Louis fan. Being a Kansas City boy,
Sure.
we were taught not to like that. And I've never had a very, I went to Mardi Gras in college in St. Louis.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I had some of the same feelings,
Ran into the same people.
probably. But that, everybody has, I don't know.
They think St.
That's funny
Louis
'cause-
people are supposed to be the best fans in baseball.
That's what I was trying to tell Kate.
Self-proclaimed best
Self- and-
fans
Everything.
ever.
And they were playing the Cubs.
Yeah,
We bookend
oh.
our trip with the Cubs and the Cubs. They were playing the Cardinals.
But they have a nice little rivalry, right? They don't like each other?
It's the best rivalry in baseball.
Oh, in fact,
That's
it's
what-
the
that-
best rivalry ever.
That's what.
And you got to see it in St.
They're
Louis,
so-
where the best
Yes.
fans are from.
Oh my gosh! It was,
Busch Stadium.
and a lot of Cubs fans came,
Oh,
and they're
okay.
wearing their shirts like "Rather be at Wrigley," and we're wearing our blue, but it's Royals, so it's kind of funny.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Anybody say anything to you like, hey?
Well, it's funny because the Royals played a doubleheader in St. Louis like 2 or 3 days
you
before.
just missed it.
And it was really funny because the concession folks are
Would've
really
been a
nice in St. Louis.
hell
They were
of a
like
game.
talking, saying hi to us. Like it was like a point of emphasis to him, like, you say hello to anybody that comes in the 6 feet with you.
Oh.
Because like Kate was like looking at all the concessions at all the places, seeing what is available. So we were like kind of looking, and like all these folks were like, hi, oh, hi. And
Hi
one
there.
was like, did you guys get stuck here? I was like, oh my gosh, that's funny. That's so funny.
We won.
We swept them.
We whipped them.
But they had a doubleheader on that day against the Cubs.
Yeah.
And so we were there at the 1:15. It was hotter than
Did you get
hot.
to see 2 games?
No, I didn't. we didn't
That's
see
a
it.
long day.
But that's the only reason we went, because the game was at 1, and we're just wanting to get home after that long journey. But back in Missouri, we found parking nearby the stadium near the Purina dog food plant. That was free. It was no parking on Mondays due to street cleaning
Where was this? In St. Louis?
in St. Louis.
Oh.
So
Did it smell like Purina?
But we got out, and you can tell like people kind of knew about this. It was a nice little walk into the stadium, but to pay for no parking, I'll walk
worth
a
it.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was, a lot of folks were doing the same exact thing. And there's guys like on little
Scooters?
go-karts, like, hey, you want to ride to the stadium? I'm sure they,
Golf carts?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
taking tips or charging people for rides. I was like, that's brilliant.
That is smart.
But we're like, no, we'll walk. No, thank you.
Did the golf cart... Is
Spend
that
all my money
legal?
on parking tickets.
Is that... Can they do that? in St. Louis?
It was like a company, so I don't know how that worked.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
That's exciting. But you didn't stay there. You just drove home after that, or
We
what?
just drove home. We were just passing through and went through St. Louis.
Did you
went to
just
the
take
ball
70 home?
Took 70 home.
Did you stop in Columbia and whiz?
We did go to Columbia. Went to Columbia Aldi on the way home.
Oh, you did?
We did. On Business 70 on that side of the...
The
Remember
business
that?
loop. Yep. Sure. Go to the strip club?
No strip club.
Just Aldi then. Okay.
It was all out of singles. But that's the baseball trip in a nutshell. It was a lot of fun. A lot of baseball. A lot of hot dogs. Had a hot dog at every venue.
You did?
Did a rating of every hot dog I did. Looking for a good snap, good crisp,
Ew.
good burn on the dog.
Did you film all this?
No.
A good burn on the dog.
I do have a horrible confession. Remember all those stickers you gave me too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find them for the longest time on the trip. And then I found them on the way back, and
What the
and they were in the glove box
Dad.
the whole time.
You're supposed to be canvassing.
And just as long, and TNAers, I want everybody to know I did bring this microphone on the trip and just hauled it around the whole time and did not even
Ted,
think about recording a sode.
You're going to have to go back.
We could probably just superimpose all the pictures with the pictures.
I gave you the stickers to leave there.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about the Cincinnati tour.
Oh,
Tim was great. Best tour yet.
Tim.
You know, Cincinnati was the first place they had professional baseball. Lots of history there, Adam.
I did not know that.
You know, Pete Rose?
Sure, yeah. They got a new documentary about him.
Where?
And his haircut.
I'd love to watch it now because he was in St. Louis. He was in Cincinnati, and they have this.
Told you a lot of things
They
happened
have
while you were
this
gone.
big Pete Rose diving in. You know how he liked to Charlie Hustle is what they call him, Adam. And they, he liked to hustle real hard.
They called him Charlie Hustle?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lick of sense, but
That's why Charlie Hustle's called Charlie Hustle?
I don't know.
The T-shirt
about that.
company?
I don't know about that.
It's called Charlie Hustle
That's what the documentary's called?
on HBO.
Oh.
The Matter of Pete Rose.
I watched, speaking of movies, Adam, before we get out of here on this hour of jam-packed me, I've been talking about me this whole time.
Uh-huh.
But I heard you went to the movies not too long ago. Is that what you did on my vacation?
Yeah, while you were gone for how many days?
10.
I got out,
Well,
saw one movie,
8.
and then I came back to the house. It was great.
Just up street here?
We just came here. We just
watched
went to
it
the
here?
movies.
Oh, yeah. Up
No.
street?
We went to Screenland.
Whoa.
Oh, this is great. So we went to see that Longlegs movie.
Never heard of it. Go ahead.
It's a scary movie,
That's probably why.
okay? And the marketing, the press for it right now is like, the scariest movie you'll see.
Really?
Yeah. It'll leave you deeply disturbed.
Really? Are
And
you
they
disturbed?
didn't really promote
What is it about?
Nicolas Cage is in it. And he's like the freaky guy. But they didn't, right at first, they didn't say he was going to be in it. Like, you didn't know it was going to be him. But I guess, like, in the pre-screening and stuff, everybody was like, ugh!
It's hard to, like, keep a secret these days.
I think that's what they were going for, though. But, like, all the hype was, this is going to be freaky. It was pretty good.
So Nicolas Cage has long legs?
No.
He's just daddy long legs.
It's basically like there's a killer and nobody knows how he's killing all these people, and he's been doing it for decades, and it's Nicolas Cage. Shh. And there's like this cop who's gonna bust him. It's kind of like Silence of the Lambs plus 7
plus arachnophobia.
plus Saw, kind of, because his face is weird. I don't know.
Doesn't have anything to do with spiders or long legs.
No, he's like a creepy
Long legs.
kid guy. He's supposed to be like a doll maker.
Ew.
And there's a scene where he's like talking to
dolls
this
with
little
long
girl.
legs.
And he's like, oh, there she is.
Creepy.
It's very creepy. And then they don't
creeped
show
out.
his whole face at the time. It's just from his mouth
Like
down.
shadow?
And he's like, there she is, my pale witch.
Nicolas Cage has a creepy mouth.
And then he goes,
Little
oh,
mouth.
look at me. I'm wearing my long legs. And then he drops his head down into the shot to get right in her face, like to scrunch down. Yeah. You'll have nightmares, man. You should see it.
I'm going to have nightmares just listening to your description.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a point in the movie, like, it was pretty intense the whole time, like, building more and more suspense. And then about halfway through, I'm like, I gotta whiz. I can't hold it anymore.
Oh, no.
I gotta go. Have you ever been in that theater?
In downtown? In Northtown?
Screenland? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like an older
years ago.
setup, but they've redone it.
What, you bumped your head going to the bathroom?
No, it's like they had all big, nice seats and everything. But like on the floor, they have little couches set up, like so you can sit real close. So there's no like easy way to walk across. You know what I mean? Like I'm on this side of the theater, I got to go to the door. There's only one door.
There's only one exit.
Yeah. So it's like really scary. And I'm like, I got to wait until this tension breaks before I start climbing over people to get out of here, And so finally there's that moment where it's like, okay, there's some little jokes in it, It's like everybody's like, release.
Every good movie should. Every good scary movie.
And so I'm headed towards down, and then it's right back to being scary
Because
again.
your comedic timing. You use
Yes.
your comedic timing
Yes.
to feel it out.
And then I kind of felt like maybe I should take advantage of this and make a goof here, because everybody's really freaked out, and now they're going to see
the
this
whole crowd?
big, tall man walking right in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like, since it was quiet, I should have been like, oh, I'm long legs, and just ran across in front of everybody and pissed them all off.
It could have been a viral hit.
I could
Let
feel.
him talk for an hour.
I could feel everybody going. What's this fucking guy doing? Go here, just go. Just get the fuck out. Go.
You're making big, long, tall steps.
So I left. I took a really long whiz.
Hell yeah.
I came back, and like you open one door, it's like double doors, So I opened one door, and I heard the music go up again, like. Duh! And I was like, oh, I'm missing it. So I wanted to get to the next one real quick, and I grabbed the door and I flung it open, and there was this woman on the other side, like trying to come out to go to the bathroom. So imagine her, like, there's a really scary part, and then I'm like, like, oh, I'm sorry, I just wanted to see what's happening.
Oh my gosh.
Was that long legs?
Scared the shit out of her.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
But I recommend it. I won't tell you too much because, it'll ruin the movie for you.
You've already told me enough. I love Nicolas Cage.
He's pretty creepy.
I'm creepy. I'm Nicolas Cage.
You've seen him do his weird stuff.
Oh yeah, I can see him. I can see his mouth right now. I can see him doing something weird.
He's like trying to make his face look like a doll too. His teeth were all rounded and stuff. He looked like
Is he kind of balding?
plastic surgery or something.
What's his hair look like?
Long and greasy and old manish.
Long balding?
No, like long hair.
Come over.
They don't really show him up close. It's really, you'll see.
We'll see.
We'll go watch it.
Let's go watch it again. All right, folks.
I'd love to see it again.
I love to watch it with you. That concludes our hour of speaking to each other for an hour for this week. Check us out next week for another hour.
Okay, yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Well, good to be back, and we'll talk to you next week.
Oh, hey, you gonna try those Subway dippers?
Hell yeah.
Alright, that's all I wanted to know. That was it.
For $5, right?
It was fucking gross.
$5 dipper. We gotta go.
Alright, okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye. We'll talk about dippers next week. Alright, bye.
Bye-bye.
Excellent.